My ex-wife's health is deteriorating after I won full custody and I simply don't care. Am I the a-hole? Maybe too serious for Reddit, but I need to vent and to ask if I'm being brutal. I, 40M, loved my ex-wife, Alina, 38F, very much, and we were happy together with 3 beautiful daughters, 10, 9, and 6. She comes from a close-knit family, and I always cherished and loved them until I found out a very disturbing secret. It didn't come at once either, but I found out more and more as time went on, and not from Alina giving it willingly. I found out that she had a much older sister, 15 plus years older, from a previous marriage. This sister was not liked by the family. She was a troubled child, wild, addict, promiscuous, homeless, etc. Then the truth, her father abused the sister, and my wife made it sound like it was because the sister was promiscuous. I couldn't believe my ears. I tried to explain that wasn't the reason, it was the result, but Alina said, then why was he never like this with us? Meaning his second family. Anyway, needless to say, our relationship deteriorated afterwards and I asked for divorce. I was so angry at the countless times they had my children over while I wasn't aware of the history of their grandfather. He took a deal and served 5 years, got out and started a new life with new wife. When we talked custody, I didn't want my children at their grandparents' house ever again, and I didn't want them visiting either. That was agreed upon. Then I found out that while my children are at Alina's, on several occasions, she let her parents see them and even left them unsupervised with the father for the day when Alina is working or going out. It wasn't hard to get full custody. Now people even from my side of family and friends are saying I'm evil because Alina is not doing well and only getting supervised visitations. But I can't even understand why, because I can finally sleep well at night.
Am I the a-hole for telling my in-laws it was on them to explain to their guests why there weren't any places for them at my wedding reception? I think the title has all the information. I married my husband last weekend after about a year of planning. The ceremony went off perfectly, even with kids in the church. The formal photos weren't delayed. No one got drunk and wrecked anything. No one insisted on bringing their emotional support goat. The only hitch was that my in-laws invited about 10 extra people without telling us, not relatives or anything, just friends of theirs we did not invite since we don't know them. I did not notice them at the ceremony, and it wasn't until the reception that there were issues. There was no seating for them. Our best man and groomsmen found a folding table and chairs for them to sit at. There was food. We went with a buffet, but since we sent the tables to eat by number and they didn't have a number, they were sent last after everything had been picked over. My in-laws were embarrassed that their friends were being treated that way. I, very politely, asked them what they expected when they invited people without telling the people planning and paying for the wedding. They said we needed to go apologize for their treatment. I said I would, but I would also explain that they had not actually been invited. If they wanted their guests told anything else, then they had to go explain. They are upset with me. My husband has my back 100%. I think I could have been more gracious, but I also think it should not have fallen on us to deal with it.
Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend if she wants a baby she can stay home to take care of it? My 23M girlfriend, 23F, and I have been dating for about a year now. She's been on a crazy baby kick lately. I definitely want to have kids, but not for some time down the line. I've communicated this with her. We're both just starting our careers and are in really no position to have a child. This baby kick upsets me because I'm 50 to 75% remote, so I will be the one taking care of the child if we do have one. While I'm just starting to attempt to make a name for myself and my company and in the field, I am not willing to make that sacrifice at 23 years old. So, I told her if she wants a kid so badly, she can stay home and take care of it. She got mad that I was asking her to put the hypothetical baby before her career. She's upset that I think she should be the caretaker while I go off to work. The issue is, I'm not insinuating that. Who knows, maybe 5 to 10 years down the line one of us will be in a position to be a caretaker, and if not, at least we'll be making enough money to afford daycare. The point is, we're in no position to have a child and I am not willing to make the sacrifices right now. If she wants one so badly, she can make the sacrifices. Am I the a-hole for having this sentiment?
Am I the a-hole for helping my niece against my sister's wishes? My niece, 16F, has been working for a year and saving so that she can buy a car when she gets her license. She does driving lessons every chance she gets as well as drives with family members whenever possible. When she started working, she opened a bank account and had her mother, 39F, on the account. Last week after her lesson, she went to pay and her card was declined. I was there and able to pay for it for her, not an issue. She checked her online banking and found out her mother had transferred all of her money to her brother's, 19M, bank account. She was understandably upset and felt defeated, since this isn't the first time they have taken from her to give to her brother. I offered to be there while she spoke with her parents. They tried to play it off that he needed it more and wouldn't tell her why. It turned into a big fight between them where I told her to pack a bag. She is staying with me and my husband for a few days. This resulted in a huge fight between me and my sister. Now on to what might make me the a-hole. On Friday I took her to a different bank, and we opened a new account for her with me as the signature on it to make sure my sister can't access her money again. We also spoke with her boss, and they have changed her pay details so that her money goes into the new account. I put $300 into it just to help jumpstart her savings again, which caused my sister to have another fit with me. Update: am I the a-hole for helping my niece against my sister's wishes? We spoke to the police, and she can't take legal action that way as her mother was on the account. We also spoke with them about the legal side of her moving in with us now, and they said that at 16 they can't force her back as she has a safe space to live, and we can help financially support her. She is going to speak with her brother tonight to see if he will give the money back or at least tell her why he needs it so desperately. Update 2. Niece has spoken with her brother about the money. He asked their mother to borrow money as he needed to pay his insurance excess. He says he didn't realize where the money came from and gave her the $200 he had in his bank account. He told her he would pay the rest back when he can, so hopefully he actually does. He also offered to grab anything else she needed from her mother's place so that she wouldn't have to go back. Her father called her last night and apologized for yelling at her, but said nothing about the money.
Am I the a-hole for telling my brother that the reason me and my wife don't spend time with their kids is cause his wife is terrible? Okay, so me and my wife spend a decent chunk of time with my sister's kids since we don't have any kids and my sister sometimes needs a break from them. So, the other night my brother invited me to his home so that we could chat about something. He asked me why we never spend time with his family, and I told him pretty bluntly it's because we just don't like being around his wife, so we just don't spend as much time with his family. Some context on why me and my wife hate his wife: she is like absolutely the worst. She constantly makes uncomfortable jokes to my wife who is from Thailand. It's usually the general stuff like "you're just with him for the green card" or "how much did he buy you for," which makes her incredibly uncomfortable. She is also incredibly judgmental about our choice not to have any kids so we can save money to spend on ourselves. When I brought this up with my brother, he told me that we were just being sensitive and that's just her sense of humor. So I told him, until he found a way to get her to be amicable with us, we weren't going to see him outside of family gatherings. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend to stay out of a family issue? My 39M girlfriend, 37F, and I have dated for 2 years. She's great, and most importantly, my daughter Madeline, 16F, likes her too, so thank God. On Thursday night, my girlfriend was over at our place, having dinner. My daughter mentioned how much she hated gym class and how much it sucked and how much she wished she didn't have to take it. Now, I'm not an idiot. I know that my daughter struggles in gym class because, technically she's in the threshold of obese, 5'6", 190-ish pounds, so I've put 2 and 2 together. Dinner ends, my daughter goes to her room and my girlfriend tells me she wants to talk about what Madeline said at dinner. She mentioned that we need to buckle down and get serious about her weight. I told her I was not in the mood for this. She gets in close to me and whispers that Madeline basically admitted to becoming too fat for gym and out of shape and asked me why I was okay with it. I told her again, I wasn't in the mood for this talk. She asked if I'll be in the mood when Madeline's 250 pounds as a senior and can't fit in the desk. I said that won't happen. She said I can't guarantee that. I told her to just stay out of this as it was a family issue. She got upset and went home. So, am I the a-hole here?
Am I the a-hole for going through my friend's closet to find my wedding dress? 2 years ago, my husband and I were doing some renovations to our house. I didn't want my wedding dress to get damaged or lost in the process, which, considering we did lose a few things during the renovation, I was right to be concerned. My friend offered to keep it in her closet until the renovations were done. After we finished the renovations, I asked my friend for the dress back. She kept saying she'd get back to me. I kept asking and she'd make up excuses, which I found weird. Now my sister is getting married, and she wanted to wear the dress. This was our mother's dress and we always agreed we'd each wear it. I told my friend I need it back. She claimed she couldn't find it. I was perplexed because how does it just get up and walk away? She apologized and offered to pay me the cost of the dress, which I turned down because it wasn't about money. The dress was sentimental, and I felt terrible my sister couldn't wear it. My friend and her husband went away. I was there to water their plants and feed their dogs. I decided to go look myself. The closet was very cluttered, but I eventually found the dress. I can totally believe that she missed where it was, and that she wasn't being malicious in the slightest. The box was tucked behind a few larger ones containing seasonal clothes. I texted her saying I found the dress. Instead of being happy for me, she asked why I rummaged through her closet. I said I just wanted to double check. She told me I had no right to go through her things. I said that because of her clutter, my sister almost didn't get to wear the dress she always dreamed of. My friend told me that I could have asked her to look again, but I pointed out it took 2 years for her to even look in the first place. So, am I the a-hole?
Am I the a-hole for not letting a service dog into my party? I, 29M, hosted a pumpkin carving party for my friends and I this past weekend, and a decision I made is causing drama amongst us. The party was indoors as it's still nearly 100 degrees during the day where I live. I dislike cats and dogs, any and all animals. My friends know this. Primarily, I think they are filthy. I want nothing to do with them because of that. A buddy and his current fling, early relationship girlfriend, however you want to define it, showed up. She had a golden retriever with her. I did not know this dog was coming. Nobody ran this by me because I would have said no. I pulled him aside and told him the dog had to go. He says if the dog has to go, she has to go, and then he would have to go too. I just say, come on man, you should know better than to bring a dog to my house. He said that it's a service animal, apparently for diabetes. He thought it would be different. I said no, it might medically help her, but it's still a frickin' animal. He starts arguing, but I maintain my stance. I offer to keep it in the garage with the air conditioning on. He goes and talks to his girl, and she looks annoyed. I felt bad about that. They opt to leave. He lets me know I'm an a-hole. My friends are all split on how I handled it. So, am I the a-hole?